Good morning. Welcome back to the morning show on this Splash weekend. Big weekend for everyone in Winter Park because the resort's closing, and there's a lot of fun things going on. Also, a lot of fun things going on always is the YMCA, the Rockies, snowmountainranch.org, located about 15 miles from Winter Park here. Endless activity out there, a lot of natural beauty. They have Chief Ouray Camp in the summertime, a lot of horseback riding and hiking and mountain biking and summer tubing. Check them out at snowmountainranch.org for a lot of fun. Hanging out with Julie Hines. She is a facilitator with the Communities That Care. And this is a new program going on in our county, and it's through the Grand County Public Health.
It is.
And let's talk about that. Obviously, our community cares.
Obviously.
And so where does this program come from, and what is it?
Okay. It's actually a new grant opportunity that we have across the state. There are 46 counties across Colorado that are implementing this particular program.
So this is new in general. There isn't like some counties that have been doing this for 20 years. This is a very new program.
In this particular type of implementation, it's new to Colorado.
And I think
Communities
you said
That Care.
2/3 of our counties are
Yep, around 46 out of the 64
awesome
counties in Colorado are participating in this particular. It's really a primary prevention strategy, a framework to help a community come together around youth problem behaviors so that we can address them.
Primary prevention. So I know it's a lot of technical words here.
Sorry.
From industry language.
Right.
What does this mean, layman's terms? So we're talking about preventing children from taking bad behavioral paths. Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, it's a primary prevention is really just an upstream approach to any types of behaviors. So it's evidenced that if you identify risk or protective factors associated with specific behaviors and you address those, so you decrease the risk factors in a youth's life and you increase the protective factors which buffer them against any risk factors, then you can actually change the behavior or eliminate behavior before it even happens.
Okay. So applying it to Grand County, what are we aiming for? What are we hoping to accomplish?
Well, we really don't know yet.
Okay.
Part of the strength of this program, this evidence-based program that's out of Washington State, it's really over a decade old, is that it's really locally driven. We do base it on local data and other comparable data. So we really are talking about what's going on in our specific community. So until we really do our needs assessment, we don't know exactly what we're looking at. We have some anecdotal evidence, or we've looked at some stuff in the past. But
and Colorado's a great example of this because it's great that you are so locally focused on how to identify what the needs are, because our state is so diverse, from population to city versus rural, to ski resort based, to agricultural based, maybe the Eastern Plains. So it's pretty neat that you guys can really custom do this for our county. Is that kind of the idea? Am I understanding?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is really important. One of the things that happens in a community like this is that we only have 14,000 people about in our county, and so our data tends to be sometimes a little bit limited. One of the things that Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment does to kind of level the playing field there and to give us a little bit bigger data is that they group us in something called Region 12, and Region 12 consists of several counties in our state that have kind of the same rural and resort type of makeup. So we're in with Summit County, Garfield County, Pitkin County. I think I might be missing one. So they have some of the same components. So we can look at a little bit bigger sampling size and get a little better picture, a little more consistent picture. We are really starting to look at some data now from our Healthy Kids Colorado survey, and we're seeing that we really do follow the trends of what we call Region 12 in Colorado.
Okay, so like our kids might have some of the same experiences and challenges that like Breckenridge, their kids might have.
Exactly.
Or kind of going off those same. So are you able to speak specifically to what are some challenges that a kid might see in a ski resort rural setting that might be different from a city or like a Denver area?
I think what we're starting to realize is that one of the things that happens here, and I think is that because it's a resort community, the party kind of comes here. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's difficult for youth and adults to check out of the party.
Right.
So we really are in kind of
a lot of our parents
up.
We're all came here as ski bums, and a lot of us haven't fully let it go, and a lot of us have kids, or
Right. Yeah. So I think it's a little difficult for us to distinguish that this is where we live and work, and we go to school, and the party leaves with the folks that came in. So I think we do find some of those differences.
Okay, so this started, I want to say a year ago, is that so right?
That's right. We got our grant funding it began July 1 of last year. So we're just ending our first year because it's fiscal financing.
Okay.
And during this first year, we've started through some of the major processes. Communities That Care is a 5-phase process. And in the first couple of phases, we just are really getting started and getting the community to accept the fact that we want to bring the program in. So we dealt with the county commissioners because they're the fiscal agent that accepts the grant. And it is being run through Grand County Public Health, which is where I work. Well, I've worked for the last 3 years.
So did you write a grant to bring this program in, or was it kind of out there and you went, were they identifying communities that might need it and kind of sought you out, or how did it end up in Grand County?
Well, actually, we're really fortunate that way. I guess fortunate or unfortunate, I'm not sure. We do a community health assessment here every 5 years. And during our community health assessment, we had identified mental health concerns as well as substance abuse concerns within our community. Because we had identified those in our needs assessment, we were eligible for this non-competitive funding. So when Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment let the grant, we really just had to write a letter of intent, and then we had to write a scope of work. So how are we going to use the funds?
Okay. We're going to take a quick break,
okay.
But I think that's a good spot to leave off, and then we'll kind of talk about more now going forward, what we see in community participation and all the factors that go into making this successful.
Great.
Once again, hanging out with Julie Hines, facilitator with Communities That Care. We'll be back in a moment.